Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. In today's video I am speed modeling a RPG kit that is for sale for $5. This took me about 1 hour to make, and so I'm using a reference on just some like little vectors of some RPG items just so I can get a good idea of what all this kit should pertain. But I'm starting out by modeling some little gems and currency that you would see in all RPG games. This could also work for a simulator, treasure hunt simulator, stuff like that, just a bunch of, it's pretty broad. I modeled all the gems and stuff. Up next I'm tackling those keys, and if you'll notice in this video I skipped over a lot of stuff and I just did some general stuff that I think everyone could use. So here's one key, and then I'm just going to recolor the copy into a gold, silver, and bronze color variations. So there I have the 3 keys done. Next I am modeling a heart. I used a cube for this, and then I collapsed the bottom and then just extruded individual faces on the top to create the heart shape, and then add a little more of an art. I'm using, to get that perfect smooth look, I use the auto smooth button. Next I'm modeling the little turkey drum or whatever. I used 2 circular shapes and then just created the meaty part right there. So that's a few props done. Pretty quick and easy for a lot of the smaller ones, but when I get to kind of the swords and stuff like that, or even this crown right here, it gets a little more complex, but it's nothing too bad. If you guys are interested in buying any of these models, the link is going to be in the description. It's the whole kit. You can use it in whatever project, recolor it. The only rule is that you can't give it away for free or resell it or distribute it without my permission. So if you buy it, it's yours only, if that makes sense. And I also have a lot of other asset packs you can check out too. I have a military one, I have a furniture one, a food kit. I've made a couple of them, so if you guys like me and supporting my work and stuff like that, purchasing these kits and stuff helps me do this full time without having to worry about financial struggles. Anyways, so I got a gauntlet and a little coin done. Right now I'm trying to figure out how many vertices to create a star. I think it ended up being 10. I probably could have looked this up. It took way longer than it should have, but that's okay. There's a simple star done. Next up I'm tackling a sword. Pretty simple. Just extruding and collapsing at the top to create that tip. And then I make a handle real quick, really simple. And then I create the grip and bottom part of the blade. Fairly easy process. Right now I'm about 15-20 minutes into the speed build. This took an hour total, but obviously I collapsed this video because nobody wants to watch an hour of just me making random things. Next up I just tackled another sword variation. I decided not to make all the war hammers and axes and stuff like that. I just tried to keep this pack small and simple. It came out to about 24 items total. So for $5, 24 items, it could save you a lot of money instead of commissioning someone, which is why I do these packs. It is also kind of tedious to work with clients all the time. You have to communicate with them, and sometimes your artistic vision isn't the same as theirs, so there's a bit of a disconnect there. So it's a lot easier from my experience to sell pre-made kits and stuff that kind of fit everybody's needs instead of catering to specific clients. With that being said, I do still take commission work, but my rates are a little bit higher just because of the demand. Having this Twitter and YouTube channel and stuff like that, it's just have a lot of people trying to commission me often, so it's had to cut back on how many commissions I take for the sake of my mental health. Here I'm making a quick little vlog. There's a better way I could have made this keyhole, but I made it in like a minute, so it's fine. Next, I'm making a little gold bar thing, just a stack of gold bars, because, you know, it's not an RPG game if you don't have a stack of gold bars. This one is a chest. So these are the bars around the chest, just extruded in, and then I actually stole that lock and added it to the chest. Pretty quick and easy. And then I ended up duplicating the sword and axe, and I'm making a golden color variation as well. Here I find my color palette from lospec.com. It's a really good website for 3D artists like me. Next, I just create a material and I begin the texturing work. I use gradients to texture, which means the workflow is basically you project from view and then you put it on the color palette, and if you align the UVs on two colors at a time, it creates a nice gradient. And I kind of popularized that within the Roblox community. A lot of people seem to have liked that style and adopted it, so yeah, it's something I've used for a while now. I create the silver key, the bronze key, and then the golden key. Some of these, like, you can't see the texture right away, and it's just because I colored them without applying the material, so all I had to do was apply the material and you guys would be able to see it. Just like that. Ignore my YouTube. Here's the crown. Project from view. Just drag it to a golden color. I recolored the fabric-y bits of it. Here's the gauntlet. I just wanted it gold. And the good thing about a lot of these, since they're only one color or whatever, like for example the gauntlet, the star, stuff like that, you can actually remove the texture in Roblox Studio and color it to whatever you want. Whereas the sword, you'd have to export it and redo the texture and stuff like that. So I found that like simple items are really good if you want a lot of diversity in your game. Here I am just coloring the axe as well. And then the potions, the cork on the potions, and I gave it a little green color. I actually looped cut this so I could create a colored bit on this one as well. And then the lock, pretty simple, just a gray color. Just like that. Here's the gold, it's literally just going to be a gold color. And then the chest, did a brown with a bit of gray on it. And then I did the lock gray as well. I also colored a few planks a darker shade just to create a bit of contrast. Here I just changed the orange swords to orange. Here's like a preview of it, and then you can see here I'm just opening up Studio and I'm going to import them. And I actually needed to stage them, like create a scene for the thumbnail of the product when I list it on the store. So here's a little concept of me creating a room for all the props to sit in. So I'm creating a dark and gloomy scene, just like that, adding some textures to the walls because I think textures make a build better. Now I insert a part and just give it a little bit of lighting. I gave it a warm tone because I felt like that fit the fantasy scene. And for a lot of builds, lighting is going to be the thing that makes or breaks it. So you really got to play around with stuff like that. Next, I just start importing all the goods. So here we got the gems. I've tried to do, I see a lot of people commenting on wait till she figures out like mass import, mass export. And Blender actually doesn't support mass export unless you install a plugin, and a lot of the plugins are really broken or unreliable. So it is quite tedious, but I do have to do a lot of this by hand unless you guys have any mass export Blender options. Because I can mass import into Studio all day long, like that's fine for me, but I still have to export from Blender, so it's kind of counterproductive to do one thing but not do the other. So I found that just exporting it the way I do works quicker in my workflow. Ignore this. I usually watch like YouTube videos in the background just to kind of keep my mind occupied while I'm working, especially since I work for hours at a time. So yeah, just watch me export, import. It's kind of a little bit tedious, but you know, it's part of the job. Of course, my studio starts acting up, but we got Mr. Beast coming in clutch here, keeping me entertained while I wait on it. Exporting the gauntlet. Next up's the coin and the star. Yeah, like I said, this asset pack's $5. It's available in the description, first line, check it out. I have a lot of other packs. I have furniture, military, food. I have a few simulator maps up for sale, so just check that out. They're all pretty affordable because I'm selling multiple copies. Here's an axe. Next up's the potions or liquids. I don't know what they would be considered. Also, I'm curious because I take so many commissions, but I don't really spot my models around like in games and stuff. So if you guys have ever recognized my work in a game, let me know in the in the comments, and I'll check it out because, you know, I do so much commission work. Got a little distracted there, Mr. Beast. Alright, so we're importing the chest. Next up's those last few weapons, real quick, just knocking them out. And another sword. And I honestly really like how saturated and how nice these colors turned out and stuff. I feel like it really fits the theme I was going for. Now I'm just going to build a quick little display table to kind of fit a kind of medieval and low poly theme. So I did like a nice wooden color. I added some little like wooden edges to it just for a little bit of extra decor. And then I kind of staged it. So the reason why I'm staging it is because it gives people, like clients and stuff, ideas on what they would use this for. Because I can like release an asset pack, but at the end of the day, people like it helps to help them visualize like, oh, I could use that for this in my game. Stuff like that. So this is kind of why I stage it like I do instead of just releasing a screenshot of the assets. I found that this works better in terms of sales. I decided to mount these weapons on the wall. You can kind of get an idea of where I'm going from here. Putting a little luck on the table. I was gonna do a ceiling, but it was kind of boggling down the lighting. I mean, I guess I could have turned shadows off, but oh well. Here I was having a little bit of a slow moment. I was trying to figure out how to change my camera's field of view, but then I realized you actually have to use the camera in the camera in the Explorer page. Sorry. Yeah, so you can see me lost for a minute or two, and then I finally figure it out just by playing around a little bit. There we go. This helps you create more picturesque photos of your scenes and stuff. Here I'm kind of expanding the walls a little bit just so it doesn't cut out. And then I kind of stage the props just a little bit better like this. And I take a picture for the thumbnail. So let me finish staging it, and then I take a quick little picture of it just like that. And then I delete the old camera so it goes back to default settings like that. So there's the scene. Next up, I'm going to the website that I'm selling from. All you have to do here is save the ROBUX sim, save it to file, and then upload to the website. Name your product, so I'm calling mine Low Poly RPG Kit. I also specified how many pieces it was. I gave it a few product tags. And then I did my policy, which is don't resell or redistribute. I set the price at $5. I added the thumbnail, and then you just add the ROBUX sim and save the product. And now it's up for sale. I also tweeted about it here. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you guys want to buy this kit, check out the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!